So this is my most requested video so far this year. Is it a Vapor 13 review? Is it a Superfly 7 review? What is it? Well, it's a Phantom Vision Elite versus Predator 19.1 boot battle. Interesting. What's up guys, welcome to BootWizard Boot Reviews. I'm James, I'm very sick, but that doesn't stop the boot reviews. Today it is a boot battle. We're going to be putting the Predator 19.1 up against the Phantom Vision Elite to work out which of these two flagship control boots from the two big brands, Adidas and Nike, you should go out and buy. These are both actually incredibly good boots. I have my personal favourite of these two by quite a long way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna come out on top. So, as always, into the boot battle. 6 categories, score them up each category, see which one has the most points at the end. So we're going to kick off and discuss the upper. So these two boots are both knitted uppers, but they've been made in completely different ways and their touch on the ball is totally different. So starting with the Predator is a prime knit base with a control skin outer. The prime knit is Adidas's proprietary technology for knit. It's very good. And then the control skin is this ribbed effect that's in the boot that's all built in through this kind of coating that's been added to the top of the prime knit. That provides your protection for your prime knit, it provides you with a little bit of touch on the ball, and like I say, provides this ribbed texturing effect. If I'm being honest, the ribbed texturing basically does absolutely nothing. It has no impact on your touch on the ball at all. The control skin itself is also fairly slick. There's no extra texture in the upper. So while the ribs don't do much and the upper is quite slick, the touch on the ball isn't negatively affected, but there's also no positive to take out of this either. It's not a hugely thick upper and it might be a little thinner feeling than you do expect from a boot that looks like this. I've said this before in multiple reviews of this boot that I don't dislike it and I don't think it's bad, but there's also nothing that I want to jump up to the rooftops and scream and shout about either. The upper on the Phantom Venom Elite is probably one of the most complicated uppers on the market right now, and it falls into 3 main areas. The first one being the knit area. So this is also knitted like the Predator. That knit, like Adidas using their proprietary prime knit, is Nike using fly knit. So this top area here, the grey area, this red area, this is all made from fly knit. And then similar to the way that Adidas used control skin, this has a top polyurethane layer on it, which also includes Nike's ACC. The difference here being that the polyurethane coating on this is much thinner. The upper itself, that fly knit upper with the coating, is a much thinner material than you're going to get on the Predator, and it has far more texture. So it has an almost sandpaper like feel that runs through almost the entire boot, and then on top of that you have this big triangular pass pad on the inside. You can say what you like about it in terms of looks, but in terms of texture and grip on the ball, this is excellent. This really does add an extra dynamic area of grip, of texture, and it does assist your grip on the ball, your touch on the ball, in adverse weather particularly. This was one of the first boots that brought back a textured upper, and I've been super impressed with it so far. The next area to the upper is the ghost lacing system, which essentially comprises of 2 elements, one being this enormous fly knit lace cover. So this is the area that doesn't have that top coating, and you can see that mine's got a little bit dirty as a result. So you got the ghost lacing lace cover, and then that also leads itself to inside the boot. So you have this collar here, which again, you can say what you like about this. It doesn't do anything, it's not adverse to performance, but for sure it looks ugly and it looks a bit cheap, and that runs down the middle of the boot into the lacing system. So this is not a laceless boot. And then the third and final part of the upper is the quad fit mesh. So the Vision has it here in this silver mesh on the inside of the boot. And what quad fit mesh is it's an interwoven type material that when you apply pressure to it, you apply tension to it using the laces, it wraps your foot and provides all the structure for the boot. So you get this super soft, super malleable material that really conforms to the style of your foot, moves with you, but at the same time provides lockdown and responsiveness because of the way it reacts when tension is applied to it. So for this one, I'm going to pick the Vision. But with this, do bear in mind that a lot of your personal preference and what you want from a boot is going to play a part. But for me, I think the clear winner is the Vision. It's a 10-9 win. Traction, sole plates and stud patterns. This is an area where I'm not hugely impressed with either boot. The Vision has these 4-bladed studs in the heel and then a combination of these 3 directional studs and then these 3 bladed studs that run all through the forefoot. It's a good idea and it works quite nicely. The idea being you get good multi-directional range of motion, and I do quite like this area here under your big toe for push off and movement. The sole plate I am not a huge fan of. This boot to some degree feels a little rushed and in parts feels a little cheap because I find that I just think it bends in a very strange location. As you naturally bend your foot, you want it to bend up in this area here, or around here. This tends to start the bend process there, and then it kind of transitions down the boot slightly. So it works, and then all of a sudden, you're bending all the way down here. It's just not very natural, and I think some of that is the material that it has been made out of. The sole plate just feels a little bit on the cheap side. The Predator outsole I have complained about multiple times. It is bulky, it doesn't suit the boot, and it has a boring, non-aggressive stud pattern that doesn't really offer you anything extra. I just don't feel like it suits the boot. It's very chunky, it's very robust, and it's be much better suited to an older style Predator. They put this on the Predator remakes, such as the Predator Precision and the Predator Accelerator from earlier in the year, and it suits those boots very nicely. It does not suit this boot. The traction's not particularly aggressive. I would say the traction in the Vision is slightly more aggressive. It doesn't do anything, it doesn't try to do anything. It's another sole plate and stud pattern that I don't love, and I do think that Adidas need to change up this control frame system for the Predator next year. So with all that said, I've not been very nice about these two outsoles. Which one would I pick? Personally, I probably slightly prefer the one on the Vision, but objectively, they're both not great, and it's not even going to be 10-all. I'm going to give them a 9-all draw. So, value for money. These two are both top-end models from their respective brands. The Predator being a co-top-end model with the 19 Plus. The Vision, on the other hand, is one of Nike's top-end models, but they price it right up the top with the Superfly. So Nike have this thing that they do where if their boot has a dynamic fit collar, they charge a premium for it. Something that I really don't like because very frequently that premium is very high. In this instance, this little piece of dynamic fit collar on this boot is going to cost you a total of 270 euros. So neither's great value for money. But between the two, the concept that Nike are charging 270 euros for this, and the main reason that it's more expensive than, for example, the Phantom Venom Elite is just this dynamic fit collar, the better value for money of the two has to be the Predator 19.1. At 220 euros, the difference is significant enough and the anger is strong enough about the Vision to give the victory to the Predator. So this is going to be a 10-9 win for the Adidas Predator. Okay, wait. So these are control boots, so it's probably not going to be your biggest concern, but we definitely need to check it out and compare the two. Starting with the Predator 19.1. That weighs in at 235 grams, which in my opinion for a modern boot in 2019 is actually fairly heavy. Then we take the Phantom Vision Elite and we pop that one on the scales, and that comes in at 217 grams. Again, not incredibly light, but definitely a big enough weight difference between the Vision and the Predator for this to be a decisive win for the Vision in this round. So looks, we're gonna keep this nice and short because I don't really think there can be much of a debate as to which of these is better looking. This is just not a good looking boot. The dynamic fit collar makes it so much worse. Like honestly, that is not a bad looking boot. A couple of tweaks, I don't even mind the triangle, but that is not a good looking boot at all. And then this, I would have in as a competitor for one of the best looking boots on the market. I think this is a really nice looking football boot. Okay, it is crazy beautiful out here, but I'm running out of natural light. I cannot film a video without natural light. My studio light is not good enough, so let's get into fit and comfort. This category is obviously in two parts, fit and comfort. The comfort part, 100% I think gets won by the Predator. I even included this on a list I gave to one of our most dedicated subscribers recently of top 5 most comfortable boots on the market. I really think it's that good. Overall, I think this is a really comfortable boot, and at one time was the most sock-like sensation you were going to get from a pair of football boots on the market. It has been overtaken by a couple of other options since then, but still a fantastically comfortable boot. The Vision, however, the Vision definitely takes the win when it comes to the fit. The quad fit system again shines through. It's the ace up the sleeve of this boot, and it gives you a very customizable, very personal fit. Even if you have a slightly wider foot, this boot is going to accommodate you because of the way that quad fit mesh wraps your foot and gives you a personal feeling. It is super impressive. So in terms of responsiveness and in terms of lockdown, I think you definitely get a better sensation in both of those from the Vision as well. So it depends what you're looking for. The more comfortable of the two boots, Predator. The more sturdy of the two boots, Predator. But for a little bit more nimble, a little bit more locked down, and definitely a better fit, you're definitely going to want to go for the Vision. But it's score time. Which way does this round go? I'm gonna go with the Vision. It's going to be the Vision 10-9, purely because that quad fit mesh gives you such great lockdown and it gives you a really great sensation. So fit and comfort is going for the Vision, but only just. And ladies and gentlemen, that is everything. We have our winner, and it is the Nike Phantom Vision. So drop down in the comments, do you agree with me? Would you have gone Predator or Vision? And let me know what boot battles you want to see in the future. Remember to get subscribed to pick up those boot battles, the reviews, the unboxing. Make sure you like this video because it really helps the channel out a huge amount. But that is everything from BootWizard here on a beautiful Copenhagen evening with the sun setting in the background. What more could you want? Have a good one, and we will see you soon.